Hello there. It is time to unveil one of the kits that I will be doing for January for the Kit of the Month. This one is called Now and Forever, which is a special promotion, and it does look like Valentine's Day, but I can tell you that it can be so much more. It really is beautiful, and that title, Timeless, is how I feel about this paper. It's one of those paper collections that I think that you can use over time or through a previous period in your life. And I'll show you what I mean. The scrapbooking workshop kit is the kit that I'm going to be working with. There's a couple of there's a bundle, there's a card workshop, but this is the scrapbooking one, which is about, I think, $62. And it has I'll show you close-ups of the stamps and the thin cut and these items here, but it really is beautiful, but it has quite a bit of cardstock in it. The pattern papers are really beautiful. I just fell in love with this one, and I love the stickers because it also has some gold, excuse me, metallic to them, and they really do pop. And the stamp set is very, very pretty. The heart is really a nice size, and that is the thin cut. You will be cutting a 4x4 square for each heart that we thin cut. There's about 5 hearts or 6 hearts on the layout. The stamp set is also beautiful. They have the postage stamp, which is a thin cut. The butterfly is a thin cut, so you have a solid and an overlay. The flower is a solid and an overlay, also a thin cut. So it really is a nice array of stamps for that, and a few nice sayings too. So yes, you can make Valentine's Day cards with this too. You only need a few cards, right? So use the scrapbook pages to create beautiful artwork, and then use your scraps to make the cards. Now, this is something new. This is the embroidered stitched Now and Forever collection. It all has a sticker back, so you don't have to worry about trying to glue this down, and they're really a well thought needlework design. Now, this is the first layout, and this is actually, I've taken this out of the workshop guide. I did like it, and I modified it a little bit. I added this nice little area up here to bring some more color to the layout. But can you see the gold tone here? These are really pretty. I stamped and fussy cut this postage stamp. This is stamped, and I'm going to be adding my own story here. I was quite surprised. I wanted to find some photos of Rick and I in the beginning of our relationship. And you know what's funny about your old photos? They're hard to find, number one. And number two is they come in odd sizes, or at that time when you're taking pictures, you can't see what the photo was. You're not taking 5 or 10 of the same shot and picking the best. You're taking 1 or 2 shots and you're moving on. So you get what you get, right? So let me show you what I did with it. This is our first vacation together. This is 1981, and Rick and I came up to New Hampshire. We came to Franconia Notch, and we stayed at this place called Ledgeland. If you look here, was the Mount Washington Hotel, which is still there today with the red roof. Isn't that amazing? And this is definitely doing the Flume Cascade in Crawford Notch, and just driving along, and we had a lovely vacation. And I have a nice journaled story here which talks about the fact that Rick challenged me to see how much I could handle, how much I could bike, how much I could hike, how much I could walk, and how much outdoors I could take. So I was up for the challenge, and I met them all. So it was really a lot of fun. But we went to some wonderful inns for dinner at night, and it was just magical, and it was a great start to our relationship. So I told my whole story here, but I think many of you might have photos like this that are a little bit dull in age, and I was really surprised that Desert Rose, which is this cardstock, and Seabrook work so well together for these photos. They help make them pop, and I think that you can find photos like this, or to tell your story that is a beginning or part of now and who you are, or a relationship that you've had, or it could be anything that you decide to put on these pages. And I did change up my photo well here just for my photos because these are odd sizes. So, well, I cut them down basically, but that's my story. Now, on the next layout, I couldn't help it. I really thought this was so cute. This is the love box or the mailbox here. This is a thin cut, and then this is a thin cut, and you have the envelopes. And there are really some nice sayings and thin cuts here, but there's a slit in the thin cut so you can stick the letters, as you can see right in here. And it's really a nice size. I love this one, Happy Together. And one of the things that I'm going to do is these are thin cuts we used to sell. Happy is one, Together is another. And if you're interested, I would do the thin cut for you. It's on scarlet glitter paper, and I put it with the adhesive backing. So if you'd like to do that, I could do Happy and Together for you. There would be an additional fee for that. Figure it would be $8 to have both of those done and mailed to you. And then if you wanted me to add the mailbox and these letters on, you could add another $4. So $12 to do them all. It would be mailed to you. But I really like this layout. Something very simple, clean, me and you. And I'm trying to get Nick and Daria to give me some photos that I could put on here. Our story. Now, this is so, so pretty. It really has, do you see how that pops? That's that gold metallic there. Now you can use your story. You can use some personal story that's of your life or some of your children or grandchildren, maybe your grandparents, and you can put black and white photos on all of these layouts. Did you know that if you change your photos to black and white, it doesn't matter what season they're in, they will all look great on these pages. So feel free to take photos of different years, different times of the year, print them in black and white, and they will look beautiful on here. And then you can add flip flaps if you want in 3x4 and 4x6, but I love this layout. This is the Close to My Heart artwork to show you. And it is on white. So if you look again, this is white background. It's not French vanilla, which has that kind of look here. You could also use sepia tone photos as well. Now, they created a one-page design, and this is definitely something I would make the front cover of an album if you wanted to, but I added a second page, and I love the way it came out. And, we're going to be doing some fancy cutting so that you get the most out of the paper. But the hearts are so gorgeous on here. And then you have some of the stamped flowers. And I didn't point out all the details that were stamped on the layouts, but they are so pretty. But here's that airmail stamp there. And I like stamping it over here and here. And you'll see there's some postage stamps throughout the layouts, and it's just beautiful. But I could see using this for anything. It's timeless, right? So that's the Close to My Heart design. Now, if you notice, these two patterns right here, if you flip them over, it's these two patterns. So that's your option. It's the same cut. And remember, I made the second page to coordinate with this one. Now the cards are really pretty. You'll be able to make a few cards with your scraps, so that's up to you to do that. I will not have, I'm not making any cards that I'm going to have as part of the kit, but it's available to you, and you can always download the guide that's on the corporate site. And I can always post it for you as well. But aren't they pretty? So here you can sponge that heart, stamp the flower, and add those postage stamps. The colors are Desert Rose, we're using Scarlet, Seabrook, Mist, actually even some Flamingo, some Mulberry, and I think that's it, and Ballerina. Isn't this cute right here? I love this one with all the different flowers. They're really fun. They're popped up with a little bit of foam tape. And then you have this other pretty card that you can make. And the slimline card is so cute too. You definitely have some paper left over to make that one. And you only need really a few cards for Valentine's Day. So there you have it. And that's another slimline card. So as long as you have a stash of regular and slimline cards, you're good to go. And you can use your scraps to make some of these cards. All right, well, that is now and forever. I hope you enjoyed looking at all the artwork that I'm sharing with you here. And you can see how beautiful the artwork is. And I think you would be pleasantly surprised at how much you'll be able to use these layouts at some point when you start to think a little bit more about what you might want to showcase on them. It's not really for something that you're doing right this second with your grandkids, but this is something I think that's a little more thoughtful and special, that you can think about some stories and journal and then show your photos. So I hope this is going to be one that you'll be excited to create too. Thanks.